Shalom, first and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem, Makako Das, double honors. To the elder apostles at Great Millstone that taught us this truth, salutation, all y'all can put in this word day in and day out, doing this quick lesson on these tariffs. You know, Trump raised the tariffs to China to at least 104%. So basically, if you was buying an item that once was $10, let's say a week or two ago, you know, on Temu or whatever, you know, Chinese retailer or whatever, not the retailer that's Chinese, but whatever retailer that uses goods from China, it'll be $20 instead of $10, or let's just say $20.40 since it's 104. You know, if my math is correct, you know, that's what I get from it, man. And it's crazy because I thought the tariffs on China was only supposed to be like 50%, but now he's doing 104% in levies, whatever that means. All right. Okay, so China was already set to see tariffs increase by 34%. It's part of Trump's reciprocal. So meaning that since they put tariffs on American goods, Trump went ahead and put tariffs on their goods in China. Xi Jinping. Okay. U.S. stocks, which soared Tuesday morning, began moving lower. Yeah, because I was knocked out this morning, but when I checked the Dow Jones and shit like that, it was still in the red. You know, this is like the fourth day in a row it's been in the red. So Lord willing, it keeps going, man. Lord willing, the Dow Jones goes to zero, man. I don't want to rot this out, so hey, brothers that's in that shit, you made a little profit, you know. You may want to think about cashing out, man. Alright, so all this is going to lead to a crisis, man. You know, a crisis, a famine. I mean, here it is. That shows you the deep witchcraft Trump is pushing out, because here it is. The economy's failing. The U.S. economy's failing. And people still backing Trump, defending Trump, man. What does that equate to, man? Angry people that lost everything, lost their money. Not only they lost their government job, they lost their stock. Their stock's in the red, you know. So you're going to have angry dissidents, man. All right? Uproars of the people. So you got the Democrats hate Trump all rip. Which both parties are bullshit, but Democrats hate them all for rip. So they're going to protest, and real soon you're going to have a civil war, because these people that's backing Trump, these patriots, they're going to be trying to defend Trump by any means necessary, man. So let's see if this affects Temu, because this person says, well, there goes Temu. Let me see what the replies are. Maybe you'll see. I ain't been on Temu maybe in about a week or two, week and a half. We'll see, man, if the prices of the items I like are still down. May have to get some more, man. You know. So if you have an iPhone that's made in China, or whatever smartphone you have, it's just costs $1,000. It's gonna be $2,000, and that's a big difference for the average working class man and woman and young adult. Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So the third woe is talking about the third world war. It's right around the corner, man. You can feel it, you can taste it. You can smell it, you know. Because really, all wars are started, first and foremost, financial. Then it becomes physical, you know. So Trump ain't gonna make America great for all you niggas and heathens that voted for him, man. You know, because you had a good number of niggas. Le'Veon Bell Antonio Brown, certain rappers. You know, I don't think the NBA probably told their niggas, nah, don't be promoting Trump, man. You know, because NBA is a liberal organization. You know what I'm saying? They're all about pushing that so-called LGBT agenda spot, man. These allergies, right? But the Second World, some of the Second World War, which happened somewhere in the 40s, 50s, somewhere around that time. You know, it's already done came and went. But the Third World War, which is, it seemed like a long time to us because that's what, 60, 70 years ago, whatever, 70 plus years ago. So it's a long time to us, but to the Most High and His Son, it's not a long time because in the spirit realm, time move quick. The date of the Lord is 1,000 years, man. So that's just a few seconds, man, maybe a few minutes of World War II, you know. So the nations are mad. I think the scriptures goes into it, man. Because they're going to hate the war, man. Talking about America, man. The war that sits upon many waters. America got bases in every country, damn near. I just get to hate the war. I just put that in. And the Ten Horns are talking about NATO and the EU. Right, which happens to solve upon the beast. Right, the EU. They got they used to have 10 stars on the flag of the EU. Which thou sawest upon the beast. NATO's, but these shall hate the war, talking about America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. What kind of fire? Thermonuclear fire. Ain't gonna be no napalm, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be actual missiles beyond the temperatures, of America, man, way beyond, okay? I'm gonna try to get that shipment in Revelations, man. Because nations became rich, man. Here we go, man. This is Revelation 18 to 17, for in 1 hour. So great riches is come to naught. Don't they used to say America's the richest country on the earth? They used to say that shit even when I was a child. Yeah, America's the best country on the earth, the richest country on the earth. Because there was a time where people could, make good money, save big money, just working at McDonald's, and buy a house. So even the poor people was doing all right because gas is $1. You get a burger for $2. You get a meal for $3, $4. Especially $5 a minute. You don't see them commercials anymore, but going back like in the 2000s, maybe early 2010s, yeah, $5 foot long. You don't see them commercials no more. Everything was affordable. I believe my first apartment, which is kind of expensive, because I got my first apartment in 2007. My first apartment was $750, 1 bedroom for $750. So it was either $675 or $750. I can't remember, but it's somewhere in that range, right? Like you can't find, you could barely find a room for that price, depending on which market you're in. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, and then guess what? When I came in there, let's say $675, $750, right? By the time I left, rent was like $1,150, $1,200 or some shit. And I was only in there from like, because every time they renew my lease, like this is how evil these apartment complexes are. They'll renew your lease and raise your rent and don't even tell you back then. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I was like month to month, so I'll just let it just cycle over month to month. But they'll raise your rent and not tell you. because you didn't technically sign a lease. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, right? Because yeah, most of your items they actually come in by sea. They don't come in on planes. They come in by like these little vessels and shit, you know, that have a whole bunch of shipping containers on it. But then the shipping containers are dropped off at these, you know, Amazon, FedEx, what else? Amazon, FedEx, you know, these different huge box corporations or whatever. And then it goes on these trucks, and then it gets to your store, right? So these everything comes in on ships, and all the companies and ships and sailors, as many trade by sea stood afar, yeah, because they're making a lot of money bringing this shit in. And crying, they're not crying because America is finito. They crying because that's their money. Their biggest source of money is gone because, you know, Europe, that's not where the big bucks at. Europe ain't where the big bucks at. Africa's not where the big bucks at. Big bucks is sending items here to America because, especially these women, they'll buy something and have it 1 week and then throw it away the next. You know what I'm saying? And cried when they saw the smoking for burning, saying, "What city is unto like this great city?" And they cast dust on their heads and cry. Yeah, that represents mourning and weeping and wailing, saying, "Alas, alas, that great city wherein we're made rich, and all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness for in 1 hour is she made desolate," man. And there's another precept that says 1 hour, man. So it's all it's gonna take is 1 hour for this place to be totally wiped out. For everything it took hundreds of years for it to be built here is gonna be destroyed, but the elect would not be harmed by this event, you know, with these heathen nations, you know, Russia, even some of America got NATO allies, Russia, China, Iran, and some of America's NATO allies that they're gonna throw. America's allies, they're gonna throw. I said throw. It's gonna look like they're being thrown over here, man. 200,000, man. 200 million missiles, man. You know, it's gonna hit this place. That's gonna be damn near a missile for every American citizen that's alive in that time, man. But the elect will not be harmed. We're gonna get beamed up in the chariots, man. We're gonna get beamed up like Scotty. Okay. We're gonna get transformed, man, while we getting beamed up into our new bodies too. So we ain't gonna have to deal with this moment. Adawan Ratazah. You know, I'm a part of that number, and the brothers that labor with me. But you know, this is just a free fall right now, man. What you see going on in the economy, okay? A total free fall. All right. So that's why it's important. It's important to get this word while you can, man. It will behoove, you know, whoever's listening to take this seriously, man, because, you know, very, very shortly, they're going to take us off the internet, man. It could be by this summer, you know what I'm saying? It could be by this summer the way Trump moving, because he's not wasting no time. You know, scripture say the devil, Revelation 12:12, the devil coming down with great wrath because he knows that he had but a short time. So real soon, you know, it's going to come a crime, you know, a criminal offense, and or could be both, and or, you know, heavy fines for teaching this word on the internet. And we going to take heed. We going to like, okay, oh shit, okay, we know prophecy. Okay, yeah, this is the famine of the word. But you guys in these other camps, I don't ever see y'all talk about the famine of the word. So y'all gonna go out there idiotically, you know, be out there street preaching, uploading lessons. You know, like I got rights, I'm this, I'm that. Cause y'all got that same spirit of them, what they call them niggas. Shit, I forget the name. They call them niggas a certain name. Oh, man. There's an actual name that the police call you guys, man. But it'll come back to me. But y'all got you guys in you other camps outside of Great Millstone and its affiliates that got that same spirit as them First Amendment, right? I forget the name of them niggas, man. Shit. That's how insignificant you niggas are, man. All right. If it come back to me, I'll mention it. You know, that's why we gotta get up out of here, man. We got brain fog and shit like that. You know, the word be on the tip of your tongue, tip of your brain, and you can't get it out, man. You know. And it says, and there was a great, 2 Kings 6:25, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until, and as his head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, I believe that's 80 pieces of silver, right? And a part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. So this happened in ancient Samaria, right? And Samaria was ruling. I believe there was a ruling kingdom at one point, or a kingdom that did our people wickedly. I gotta go back to that account. But there was a great famine, just like ancient Egypt had a famine. They did too. That's one thing with all these wicked ass kingdoms. You know, they all had their famine before their destruction, or in the course of their destruction. You know, and fucking, you know, the head of an animal, you know, doesn't have any meat, but people were still buying it, like, cause why? There was a great famine, you know, and that's what's coming here to America. Motherfuckers gonna be eating rat burgers and shit, man. You know, these people, you know, they insatiable, so they're gonna be eating anything. They don't know the dietary law, or know that they care. They're like, fuck it, my stomach's growling, I gotta eat what's in front of me. And then when that little bit of food run out, that bullshit ass abominable food run out for these people that the Lord ain't with, they're gonna start eating each other, man. You're gonna have cannibal, zombie-like gangs running around, man. All right. So, you know, like I said, it's happened before, and Scripture says there's nothing new under the sun, and we all know it's a famine. It's really a light famine going on right now here in America, but it's real soon. It's going to become drastic. All right. It's Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. So we ain't got to worry about this upcoming famine. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord's going to take care of us, you know, via whatever way he wants to. For each brother's story is going to be different, right? Certain brothers, you know, the Lord's just going to rain manna down from heaven. Certain brothers, you know, the Lord's going to put the spirit in the animals to feed them. Certain brothers, the angels going to directly feed them. Certain brothers going to use the power to manifest. You know what I'm saying? Every brother's story going to be different. So that's what's going to make the kingdom beautiful, because we're going to be talking about this destruction, you know, for eternity. That's how great and vast it's going to be, man. You know? So, hey, man, I can't, for the life of me, I can't think of that damn term they use for them guys that's, you know, oh, he's sovereign. Yeah, them sovereign niggas. There we go. Call law, gotcha. Yeah, you niggas in these other camps, y'all got the same spirit as these sovereign niggas anyways. Y'all just rebellious. Look at our IUIC. Oh, yeah, they said we could speak here. We got rights. Hey, Scripture says agree with your adversary swiftly, man. You niggas ain't do that. That's why y'all got tear gas, ended up in the hospital. You know, damn near blinded y'all. They could have hit y'all with a flashbang, man. Blinded the shit out you niggas, man. So, hey, but like, hey, this is good news, man. Trump is going along with his program, man. Because you know, he's selling it to the masses. that yeah, these tariffs gonna build back up our economy, have people buy American, but nothing's made in America. So how's it gonna build up the economy? Really, this is just to starve you niggas out, man. You know, you're out of clothes. That's why it's good to have extra clothes. Cause you know, hey, the times we live in, you ain't gonna be able to go to the damn Ross, TJ Maxx, you know, and get you an outfit, man. Get you some shirts and shit, some A shirts or white tees, and you know what I'm saying. So it's always good to have extra clothes, man. And you know, cause these clothes are made weak anyway. They're just all synthetic anyway, so they rip easily. You know, get holes in them easily in a washing machine. You know, they get caught up. So hey, man, I'm gonna end it there, man. Until next time, shalom.